just what she was looking for in a mate, and as soon as she started telling me, I knew exactly why she had been having so much trouble finding one. The qualities she was running through were so general. They could have described all kinds of people, smart, funny, a family man, that sort of thing. I suspected they probably did describe most of the guys she'd gone out with. I took this client through an exercise that is both beautiful in its simplicity and astonishing in its power. In fact, it's the secret to finding true love. If more people knew about it and understood how to harness its power, a lot of so-called relationships experts would have to close up shop. It's that effective. Here's what it is. And if you're currently looking for a significant other, I strongly recommend you get out a pencil and paper and follow along. First, I asked her to concentrate and really think about what she was looking for in a mate, the exact qualities her ideal person would possess. I told her not to think of a kind of person, but rather to imagine a specific person who already existed out in the world, and to get as minutely descriptive as she possibly could about what he was like. Then I had her draw a small circle about the size of a silver dollar on a plain blank sheet of paper and write "My Man" inside of the circle. Next, I instructed her to draw lines a few inches long, radiating out from the circumference of the circle, the same way you might draw the rays of the sun. And on each of those lines, I had her write one of the attributes she had just thought of, the specific attributes her ideal mate possessed. Remember, I wanted her to envision him as already existing, someone real, not imaginary. Now, as I said, in this exercise, the more specific the attributes you list are, the better. And the list she finally came up with was quite specific. Among other things, she wanted someone who lived in her particular city and who wanted to continue living there. Someone who was interested in recreational sailing. She even listed certain movies she wanted him to like. Perfect. I told her to spend some time right then and there focusing intensely on this picture, this representation of her dream man. Then I told her to put it in a conspicuous place in her home and spend time each day focusing on it, not merely looking at it and thinking about the image, but bringing it to life in her mind. Really seeing the three-dimensional person, really feeling what life with this person would be like, day in and day out. You can guess the rest, can't you? It wasn't long before she met that dream man. He had it all, everything she was looking for, and had spelled out in our session, right down to the movies. And because I had the good fortune to later hire this client as a salesperson, I happen to know the whole happy ending. She's married to that man now with 2 wonderful kids and the life she had always dreamed of. I've probably shared this exercise with hundreds of people over the years who were looking to find their mate, and when it works, which it does with incredible consistency, they invariably want to know what is going on here. There's a point that I've left out. When you build the image of this dream mate in your mind, don't put a face on them. You're dealing with the law of attraction. You'll attract the person right into your life. Well, it's pretty simple, really. There's no voodoo to it, no magic, unless you're talking about the inherent magic of our universe. It all comes down to the good old law of vibration and attraction. As you know, if you're a longtime student of the Freedom Series, this miraculous universal law states that everything, every form of matter, is in a constant state of motion or vibration. These vibrations range in rate or frequencies from very high to very low and everything in between. The rate at which you vibrate depends entirely upon your thoughts, feelings, and attitudes. Positive, healthy, growth-oriented thoughts produce very high frequencies. Negative, stagnant thoughts produce a very low-level frequency. All of us at every moment are radiating these frequencies out into the world, and the really interesting thing about them is that they are constantly seeking similar frequencies to connect and harmonize with. Hence the attraction half of the equation. Every day, expressions like "they're on the same wavelength" and "misery loves company" actually reflect this invisible energetic reality. All of us are inevitably attracted by and attracted to people whose vibratory rates